This is for everyone, this question. In regards to dance, what do you do in those times when you get so frustrated or overwhelmed or discouraged that you want to throw in the towel and quit? Such a good question, because we all have these moments, and there are going to be opportunities when we might want to just quit. And so I am going to approach this from a couple different angles, and then I'm going to open the floor to see if anyone else has ideas or if they want to add to the conversation. So, number one, it is okay to take a break, because if you are doing too much, that may just be like you're in overdrive. And when you're burned out, have you ever been burned out? You don't want to do it. And even if you're doing something you love, you don't care because it sucks. And you don't have any extra energy, emotions, physical energy, nothing. And actually, I feel like the feeling of burnout, in addition to like nervous system crashing and like physical effects, emotionally, to me, it feels like I just don't care. Like I just don't care. I don't care about any of this. And so it might be a cue to take a break and to do something else for a little bit. But it might not be that. It might just be a case of comparison is the thief of joy. And that when we're saying like, I want to throw in the towel and quit, I'm curious, what is the goal that I want to get to that I feel frustrated about not getting to? And like, let's start there. Like quit striving for what? That's the next question you got to ask yourself. For me, is like, quit doing what? And like specify that. And a lot of times it's because we feel like other people are doing better than we are, or it's easier for other people than it is for us. And that can feel very frustrating. And yeah, I always want to remind myself that consistent, imperfect action is the way forward, and keeping my eyes on my own paper is the way forward, and lowering my expectations and not comparing myself to what I perceive other people are achieving or doing helps me have a positive relationship to my dance, because it's what I want to do for me. And I wouldn't want to quit the thing that I do for me. I would do it differently. And I would think about like, how can I make this practice that matters to me work for me, because I know why it matters. Like I want it to be about my experience in life, feeling pleasure and joy. And it's still very easy sometimes to get overwhelmed by what we perceive other people are accomplishing or doing, or how far they've come. It happens to me all the time. And it's really hard to, on days like that, I try to resist comparing myself to others as much as possible. Like I just try to put the social media to the side or whatever. And the other thing I did do, and I've done very recently, is list everything that I've accomplished or learned or created or built this year, for example, or in the last month. Like pick a time frame. And really, the more often you can do that, the better. And the main underscore is the more often you can celebrate your accomplishments and feel grateful for what you truly do feel grateful for, the more deeply you're going to work in the grooves of your neurological pathways that are inclined toward satisfaction and gratitude. So I try to list everything that I have done, how far I have come, what I have built, what I have created, because you forget it. It's like it didn't even happen. It's if you don't take the time to regularly, on a regular basis, write a literal list of how you have grown, what you have accomplished, what you have learned, what you have built, what you have created, it is very easy to forget. And then it's very easy to see where you want to go and feel frustrated about how far you have to go to get there, or how easy it seems for other people to get there. And instead, I try to focus on what I have done, but some days are just really hard and you literally can't see it. So on the days when you can, it's okay to feel neutral, You don't have to feel great about yourself. But on the days and in the moments when you feel tempted to feel great about yourself, when you feel tempted to celebrate, when you feel tempted to write down a list of what you've done and give yourself a pat on the back, go with that. Like, just don't tamp down on the days when you feel proud, when you feel like you want to celebrate. Always choose to celebrate. Always choose to feel proud of what you have done, because the more often you feel that way, the more often it's going to be naturally inclined to feel that way. So if you can just stop putting the brakes on that with whatever the dialogue is in the head, then it will grow a little bit more. And on the days where everything just feels really shitty, take a break. On the days when things feel neutral, great. Neutral is a great way to feel. On the days where you feel like, I'm kind of like impressed with myself because I really did a lot and like, look what I did. It's amazing. Do not silence yourself in those moments. Like, write it down, tell it to a friend. Like, please do celebrate. I wanted to give one little anecdote, which is I was trying to make TikToks with Drake, and it's fun making social media content with friends. I'm newer to it, and it can easily become not fun. I can tell you that. But you have a choice when you're making little TikToks with your friends. Are we gonna accept the first take, or maybe the second take, or whatever, when we were like genuinely exploring this thing and having fun and just doing this little 10-second ditty? Or are we going to keep retaking it and retaking it and retaking it and retaking it to try to get it to the level of perfection that we think it's supposed to be? If you keep choosing to retake it, the energy in the room gets a little bit heavy, and it's harder to do the next TikTok because the stakes are even higher because you were like being perfectionist about the last TikTok. And I love the energy that Drake brings to making TikToks most of the time, which is he loves the energy of the first take. He thinks it's the most genuine, interesting, imperfections and all, and he's ready to move on to the next one. And it is so fun to make art that way. And also, does it really freaking matter if a 6, 10, 15-second TikTok has a hand perfectly in sync with the other thing? No, it really doesn't. What actually matters is having a lighthearted, joyful collaboration with my friend, enjoying the time we have together, finishing the project so we can eat dinner, things like that. Like, that's what matters, is the actual process. So remember, perfection is a pursuit, not a possibility. It is important to enjoy the process. That's the most important thing.